had a little panic moment. I thought I had ruined this beautiful brand new bullet journal literally before I've even had 5 seconds to use it. It was a mess. I was a mess, but everything is fine. Hi besties, I'm Annie. It has been a hot minute since I've been able to speak to you guys. I was so sick at the end of 2025, and honestly, if that doesn't wrap up everything that went on in 2025, like, I don't know what does, and I don't want to know what does. It was a brutal few weeks for me, but I am feeling a lot better. So I am so excited to talk to you guys about the brand new bullet journal. Honestly, she is beauty. She is a grace. We have this beautiful journal from Notebook Therapy. I always get my journals from Notebook Therapy in case you were wondering. And we have this beautiful fox looking at the moon on the cover. And then we have these beautiful borders, which are kind of like vines, but it's like a little bit autumny, which I know doesn't really fit the vibe of the first half of this year, but she's too pretty. I couldn't not. I'm doing my journals slightly differently this year, where I'm just gonna have one. I'm not gonna have this and a reading journal. We're back to one journal, but this is only gonna cover 6 months of the year. So we're gonna have another one of these midway through the year. Don't worry, besties. And if you're excited for a second bullet journal this year, click the like button, hit the subscribe bell down below. But let's get into what the journal looks like this year. I'm obsessed with the internal cover of this. Like, there's a beautiful end pages, just makes me think of like Bridgerton style wallpaper, and honestly I love it. So we kept it super simple, just popping my name down at the bottom, and I moved my grid spacing guide over to the inner flap this year. So I've just got the thirds down the side and the halves across the top, and the numbers are how many boxes I need to count. And then I've got my key here as well. I generally don't refer back to my key unless it's something I haven't used for a while, but most of the time these first few are like my ride or die. Don't use anything else, so it's very rare that I actually have to refer back to this. Now, this bullet journal cover made me think of all these like foresty vibes, and I don't know what it was, but my brain then went into jungle, possibly because the D&D game that we are playing at the moment is set in a jungle forest. So that's been on my mind, and we're coming to a really big point in the plot of that. Y'all, I am excited to see what is gonna be happening this year with that game. It's gonna be crazy no matter what happens. But I really liked this idea of everything kind of overlapping and almost this paint by numbers style cover. I drew a couple of different leaf patterns, and originally I was going to paint this. I decided not to, just because like I don't super love paint as a medium. I kind of get on with it some days and then I kind of don't the other days. So I have these wonderful click art pens from Zebra, which I'm really loving at the moment. So I just use those to kind of just flat fill in the colors, and then we've got 2026 right slap in the middle there. So my year to view pretty much always looks the same. This is a super simple spread. Basically, it does exactly what it says on the tin. You've got the months up at the top, which let me tell you, this spread does give you hand ache. If you're gonna recreate the spread, just be prepared for your hand to ache at the end of this. I usually tend to do this in chunks because it's just too much to do in one go. There's too many numbers, there's too many little things going on. I have like a calendar view at the top, and then I have going down the sides, and I always highlight the weekends because when you have the numbers just going down in a column, let me tell you, you lose track of the weekends so quickly. So I always highlight the weekends. That's my top tip for you guys. On this spread, I literally will put down everything. If there's an upcoming book release, if there's an appointment I need to be aware of, friends' birthdays, like everything goes in this spread, let me tell you. And you know, I couldn't possibly do a bullet journal, even for half a year, without making sure that I had some reading shelves to track everything I'm reading. Now, the reading goal is looking a little different this year. Originally, in 2025, I said I wanted to read 96 books. Look, we're gonna get into it all next week when we do the January reset. I'm not meeting that goal. I'm just not. There is no world in which I read 16 books in the 2 days I have left of 2025. It's literally impossible. It's just not happening. So the reading goal does look a little bit different. I have mapped out 80 books on this spread, which I'm hopeful that I will be able to read that this year, because as much as 2025 was unbridled chaos, I didn't want her. I didn't ask for her. She came and she sat her cute little booty down and said, you have to deal with me this year. And as much as the intention is for me to grab those reins and go, it's my turn to control this wagon, ma'am, I'm still fully prepared for things to be flying off the back of the wagon, so to speak. So we're prepping for about 80 books, but I do have some space down at the bottom should we completely smash through that goal like I have done previously. Okay, don't get mad at me, besties. I know that this spread is plain. She's a plain Jane, but she is an important one. This is my anticipated releases. So the reason I don't have a January here is because obviously I've already prepped January in advance. So we have a box for 2027 down in the bottom so that I don't forget anything that's going to be coming out in 2027. The literal worst thing is when you're reading a series, you're absolutely loving it. The release date for the last book gets announced so far in advance that by the time it comes around, you've straight forgotten it, and it's 3 years later and you're like, well, now I can't get the hardback to match the rest of my hardbacks and everything is sad. So I'm keeping track of everything this year, guys. I've popped down a couple of titles that I'm excited for. A couple of these I have pre-ordered, most of them I have not, but I am so excited for these, and we'll chat more about these in next week's video. Don't worry, besties. So here I have my rating system, which is the same as 2025. 0 stars is DNF, 5 stars is fully obsessed, 0 chilies is clean, and 5 chilies is plot who. This just helps me kind of break it down. Sometimes I finish a book and I'm like, oh, is it a 4 star? Is it a 5 star? Or how am I feeling about this? So not only do we have the star ratings, again, I'm doing half star ratings, but also just like having a couple of words to kind of describe it really helps me just like pinpoint point and make sure that everything is getting ranked the same, because one thing that I found in previous years was I was ranking things differently at the start of the year to the end of the year. So at the start of the year I would give everything a 5-star because I was really loving it, and at the end of the year I was like, well, I'm loving it but I've loved other things more, so it's then a 4-star. So having this system and having it written out in words as well is so helpful for me, especially with the spice ratings, which only have full chilies. We're not doing half chilies here, maybe in another year, but I don't think it's necessary for me at the moment. Just having those words there does help me out. Then I've got my book clubs. I am part of 4 book clubs. So we've got Valaris Librarians, which is me and some of my besties. We just kind of tend to mood read throughout the year, and we have a couple of things that we've put essentially in a virtual TBR jar. So we're going to be picking from that this year. We have The Teapot, which is me and my best friend Emily. If you're watching this, girly, love you so much. We are currently reading the Zodiac Academy series, so we will be continuing on with that. We have Book Besties, which is run by Poppy here on YouTube. And then we have Who Did This to You, which is by ToriBetweenPages. So I am part of all of their book clubs over on Fable. So basically I will be listing down all of the books that I read for book clubs on here, which I think will be super fun to look back at the end of the year and just kind of cross-reference what has been read for what reason. Then I have the character sheet for Kiki Rah. So I did a Road to Reads challenge in, I think it was October. We did the storybook snare. I just thought it would be really fun to just like have a central place to keep track of everything for that challenge. I definitely want to do more of those videos. I really enjoyed picking out the books for the video, reading them for the video, and it not necessarily being my whole TBR for the month. I thought that was super fun. So I do want to do that again, and I will be doing more of those this year. So I thought I would make her a little character sheet because there's a couple of things that we'll have to track, like items gained, if we've got any inspiration or disadvantage. But specifically what I thought was really fun was the bonuses. Because Kiki is a sorcerer, any book that I read that is magical with power rooted in bloodline or destiny, I get 1000 XP. And then for my own little added flair to it, because you know I had to, I have also said that Kiki's favorite color is green, so I get double XP if the book has a mostly green cover for anything that I read. For example, The Dragon Wakes with Thunder, if I was to read this book, because it is very much green, then I would get double XP for defeating that monster. Alright, this is where we get into the meat of it, besties. She is plain, she is simple, she is functional. This is every series I am currently reading, and we have 3 pages of this. Oh, besties, we have 3 pages of this. I have so many series going on right now, so drop a like, pop it in the comments down below if you want me to do a continuing and finishing series challenge reading vlog. Let me know, because we have a lot to get through. This is literally everything, but we have so much to get through. So I've tried my best to kind of put in how many books are in the series where I have the knowledge of it, because there's some that, like for example, I've got Emerald Lake by Elsie Silver, because that's coming out this year. It currently only has 1 because we have no idea how long the series is. Finally, you guys know I had to do another mood board. I really enjoy looking at these. Quite often I will put my bullet journal on my desk when I'm doing just like random bits of life admin, and I will flip it open to my latest mood board, whether it's for that month or for that quarter. I will pop it up. I also have it as the background on my computer, is I have this whole mood board kind of like laid out, because I really love looking at it and like looking through the pictures and just kind of like seeing the vibes. So besties, I hope you like our little fox bullet journal for the first half of 2026. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this journal, so I hope y'all think she's cute like I do. Let me know in the comments down below, do you guys have a bullet journal? How do you organize your life? Because I would be so lost without my journal, honestly. I've been doing it for, I think, nearly 10 years now, and I would be so lost without it. I just don't think anything would really happen in my life. I would forget all my important things. I would forget when people's birthdays are. My life would fall apart, truly. But thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. Let me know, what are some books that are on your radar for the very start of the year? Like, what is the first book you're gonna read in 2026? I am so excited to start this brand new year. We are going for full mood reading vibes. We are going for vibes, not plot, not what is the best rated thing at the moment. We are vibing this year, and we are taking control of that chaos, and we are wrangling her to our will, okay? But I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing Cozy Chaos day, and your next read is a 5-star. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!